Welcome to the Street Fighter Complete Story. So you ran out and bought the new Street Fighter V and you seem to be the only person who cares about the storyline. Well, you aren't, and we're here to catch you up on the entire storyline leading up to this point. There are some comic books that happen in between, but this video is going to be about the video games. Now, there are many versions of the Street Fighter games and everything isn't exactly straightforward. So we're going to use a timeline that we found on a website and we put in our own stuff into to try and make it all work properly. But keep in mind, each fighter has an ending that reflects them winning. So it's not a perfect match no matter what we do. We'll be following the heroes that Capcom has tried to make the biggest deals out of. Also, the game timeline and movie timeline are separate from what I could gather. The movies actually give their own version of these events. Yeah, whatever, let's just do this. Let me know in the comments down below how close you think I got to the proper timeline. Things begin with the original Street Fighter. It's Ryu and Ken entering a fighting tournament in which Ryu enters the final fight against Sagat. Being a young fighter at this time, Ryu gets completely destroyed by the much more experienced Sagat. Then, in the honorable move, Sagat reaches down to help Ryu up. But it isn't the simple Ryu anymore. He has something dark deep down inside of him, and it awoke at this time. The dark nature took over, and he sucker punched Sagat with a Shoryuken into the chest, causing his scar. While Ryu did win, he is terrified of the power deep down inside of him. Next up is Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter Alpha 2. Now in this one there is no tournament, just everyone getting into fights all over the world. Everyone is out to take out Ryu, the current world champion. But one man is the most important. Akuma is searching the world for worthy opponents, and this brings him to odds with a few fighters. One such fighter is Gen. Though Gen is dying of leukemia, Akuma refuses to finish him off due to it not being a fair fight. But more importantly, Akuma is also the man who killed Goken, Ryu and Ken's master. Because of this, Ryu goes to Akuma's island to challenge him directly, and Akuma tests Ryu's strength and decides that he has potential with his darker side. So, Akuma destroys his own island, and he tells Ryu to train further, embrace the darkness! While this is happening, the Shadow Lao criminal syndicate is being formed with M. Bison as its head. Since he's making a criminal organization, Charlie wants to drop him for the good of mankind, with his orders to destroy the building, and Chun-Li, an agent of Interpol, wants to get back at M. Bison for her father's death. But when they go into fight against Bison, everything goes wrong, with Charlie's own extraction chopper shooting Charlie in the back, confirming for Charlie that M. Bison has corrupted members of the military. This leads to Charlie's capture. While this is happening, Bison decides to use the world champion as his own personal host body. You see, Bison is looking to become the strongest by taking over the body of the strongest, and he kidnaps Ryu. While Ryu does attempt to resist, Bison does brainwash him and pump him full of evil energies to see if he can awaken Ryu's true power, and then they can fight side by side. Sagat joined up with Shadow Lao in a moment of weakness during all of this, but at the end of Alpha 2 he has decided that it was a bad choice and he left the organization. Next, we obviously move on to Street Fighter Alpha 3. In this one, people are fighting. It's kind of what they do in Street Fighter, though Ryu has somehow gotten free from M. Bison. Our villain, Bison, has moved to creating a doomsday weapon called the Psycho Drive, and this makes up the storyline for a good chunk of our fighters that are out to get him. Primarily, Guile is now trying to rescue Charlie as Charlie is still captured. Guile is so driven by revenge that he leaves his family. In the end, he does rescue Charlie and they stop the Psycho Drive together with the help of Chun-Li. Ryu ends up fighting against Bison for what is assumed to be revenge for the torture that he endured. This time, Bison outright explains that his reasoning for turning Ryu evil is to use him as a host body for Bison. Once Ryu defeats him and puts Bison on his deathbed, Bison uses one last move to send his evil energies towards Ryu. Ryu begins to change into evil Ryu, but Ken, Sagat, and Sakura all convince him not to, and he defeats Bison in the end. Rose is also in there somewhere, and she arrives at the end to assist in the final defeat of Bison, and as he's defeated, Bison's soul is transferred into Rose's body while his clone body is created. Next up is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. That is literally the latest version in that series that I could find. The new cloned body of Bison is back in charge of his organization and holds another tournament. His ultimate plan is to brainwash all of the fighters and create an army of superpowered fighters to conquer the world, while he's trying to get Akuma to come out and play. It does work, and Akuma seemingly kills off Bison yet again. Being one of the original games in which every fighter has their own ending, none of these appear to be truly canon, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to Ultra Street Fighter 4. Bison is back with another clone body, but he isn't the major villain this time. This time, it's those potential host bodies that he made that Charlie freed in one of his adventures in Bison's bases. Seth is one of those bodies, and when he finally figured out who and what he was, he creates his own evil criminal organization called Sin, which hosts another tournament. His goal is to copy all of the world's best known fighters' moves so that he can try and rule the world. But Bison doesn't like the idea of Seth trying to take over, and he fights his way to him. They battle it out, and Bison proves that Seth is weak, which brings out one of Seth's followers, Juri. Bison asks her about her powers, wondering if they were given to her by Seth. She tells him not to worry about it, as they begin a fight of their own. Goken, Ryu and Ken's master, is either alive again, as in he was resurrected, or he never truly died and just went into hiding, because he reveals that he's been watching Ryu and Ken for a while now. He enters into a battle with Akuma for the rights over Ryu's soul, and if he'll ever accept the darkness within. Goken actually defeats Akuma so that he can help Ryu conquer his inner evil. He also questions why Ken and Ryu keep calling him master at this point, because they are now grown men. Moving on, we have Street Fighter 3 Next Generation, Second Impact, and Third Strike. The game basically changes focus to follow Alex, and it has a new enemy, but without any major world-ending threats. Bison doesn't seem to care about remaking his criminal organization after defeating Seth. Instead, a new evil has risen in the world, the Illuminati, and is run by Gil after he defeated his brother for the right to control the organization. It's a religious cult holding Gil as their god, and Gil in return starts another tournament to find out every fighter's true potential. The main character Alex is out for revenge against Gil because his friend lost in a fair fight against Gil. In the end, after he defeats Gil, he goes on a world journey to discover himself. In the follow-ups, Alex's goal is to fight against Ryu, because Ryu is still wandering the world trying to contain his inner evil. And that's it. That's the Street Fighter timeline as far as I could put it together. Like I said, let me know in the comments down below if I even got close, or if you disagree, or are there endings in the series that you think would be better for a canon ending? It was very hard to put this together. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter @EligibleMonster, or you can chat with me in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time right here.